Hey guys, it's Liz
and Jasmine.
Welcome back to my channel.
And today we are going to be teaching you guys how to make a delicious homemade pizza.
So here's a beautiful pizza that we made. It's yummy, it's delicious, and so let's get to it. For the size of pizza that we are making today, here are the ingredients that we're going to be using, and I'm going to list the measurements in the description box in case you're interested in making the same size.
So here I have 1 1/2 cups of warm water, and I just poured the packet of yeast in it, and we're going to whisk it together. Then you're going to pour your 1 teaspoon of sugar, and you're going to whisk that together too. And now you're going to set it aside for 10 minutes so that way your yeast can activate.
Next, we are going to take our mixing bowl and we are going to add our all-purpose flour. I'm using 3 1/2 cups for the size of pizza we are making. I just added 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and now I'm going to mix the two together. So mix it really good. And then once you're done mixing is when you add your activated yeast. As you can see, our yeast is forming. That means it's already activated, as you can see the foam here. So what I'm gonna do is add this to our other ingredients. All right, so here it is. And next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You don't have to use olive oil. It can be any liquid oil that you have. And then I'm going to mix everything all together. And I'm going to use my mixing spoon for a few minutes before I start using my hands. So enjoy the music while I work this dough. Now I'm going to work on the dough using my hands, and I'm going to continue kneading for a few minutes.
While you're kneading your dough, make sure you sprinkle a little flour so that way your dough isn't sticky. But make sure that your dough isn't too hard either. So now we are going to take our dough out of the bowl, and we're going to sprinkle a little flour on our counter so that way the dough doesn't stick, and we are going to continue kneading.
Yeah, so this is why it's important to make sure that you have your flour with you, like Jasmine said, because in the process of kneading, you're going to continue to sprinkle a little bit of flour until the dough is no longer sticking to your hands. Alright, so our dough is pretty much done. As you can see, it's no longer sticky. This is exactly how I want it. So next, I'm gonna take a clean bowl, and we are going to oil our bowl with a little bit of olive oil. Make sure it's fully covered. And the reason you're doing this is to make sure that when you put your dough in here, it doesn't get stuck to the bowl, because we're gonna set our dough for about 2 hours. You can leave yours for overnight or even more hours. I'm going to put mine in the fridge. You can actually leave it on the table for a few hours and it will just be fine. So what we are doing now is covering the dough with a cling wrap, and we'll be back in 2 hours.
So our dough has been sitting in the fridge for 2 hours, and now we take it out, and as you can see, the dough has risen a lot, which means that the yeast has done its job. So now we take off our cling wrap, and the dough is nice and soft. So now we are going to take our dough out of our bowl, and we're going to lightly flour our surface so that way we can continue kneading our dough. So we're gonna press down on it, and then so that way we can make sure we get rid of all of the air inside of the dough. And just make sure you really work the dough and continue to knead it. So now you're going to form your dough into a ball. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a pizza tray and you're going to lightly grease it with cooking spray. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your dough down on it and you're going to press on it a bit. So like kind of like flatten it, you know? Then what you're going to do is you're going to pick up your dough by the corner and you're going to turn it into a circular motion. So that way gravity is going to pull the dough down and it will form a circle. As you can see, the dough is kind of like hanging downwards, so that's how you're going to get that like circular shape. So now you're going to put your dough down and you're going to press it and stretch it even more. So now what we're going to do is form our crust. So what you're going to do is take one of your hands and kind of like form a line around your desired amount of crust. Like control your thickness, your width, and how thin you want it to be. It doesn't matter, it's all up to preference. We like a thick crust, so I'm going to make ours a little bit on the thicker side, but you can make yours thinner if you'd like.
So Jasmine has fully formed our crust just the way we like it. So next we are going to work on our toppings, and we are going to make a sausage pizza. As you can see, we have some Italian chicken sausages. That's what we're gonna be using. And of course you can use meat, you can use chicken, you can use sausages, any type of sausages you like. It's really up to you what you want to put on your pizza to your toppings. So we're gonna cut these sausages, and then of course we're going to add other toppings that we will show you in a few minutes. Right, the sausages are done. And here we have our cheese. We are going to use mozzarella cheese. There it is. And Jasmine is going to go ahead and grate the cheese. And that will be part of the toppings. So the cheese is done, as you can see. There it is. And next we are going to add pizza sauce. That's going to be the base. And if you don't have pizza sauce, you can make yours at home. If you have ketchup and some garlic and olive oil or any liquid oil, you can make your own pizza sauce. So don't worry if you don't have the one from the stores. All right, so she's going to go ahead and spread it all around our pizza dough. Add some more. Next, she's going to add some cheese on it. And be generous with your cheese. This is pizza, so make sure you put a good amount. So make sure your sauce is fully covered by cheese. That's fully done, and this is the pizza sauce that we are using for our pizza today. There are different types, you can pick any. So now she's adding the mushrooms. We're going to start building on our toppings. Mushroom, and again, you can put whatever you like on your pizza. But if you want to make the exact same one we are making, so here we have mushrooms, and we pre-cooked our mushroom, like saute them a little bit. Okay. And then she's going to add some sausages. And just so you know, the sausages we are using today are pre-cooked. I suggest that if the sausages you have are not pre-cooked, make sure to cook them first before adding them to your pizza. The same goes if you decide to use chicken or beef for your pizza. Make sure you pre-cook whatever meat you decide to use. And then we are going to cover that with a little bit more cheese. So you basically you're layering everything. So next is the peppers. We have green peppers, red peppers, and yellow peppers. Make sure you add the toppings of your liking. If you like spinach, if you like pineapple, whatever you like. And then add a little bit more cheese to cover the peppers. And last but not least, we are going to add some tomatoes. Maybe just a little bit, maybe there is room for a little bit more mushroom. So, but each time you add a topping, you cover that topping with cheese. Oh, there you go. A little bit more mushrooms.
So now we are going to oil our crust. We're using olive oil, but you can use any oil that you want. And the reason we're doing that is because we want our crust to turn a nice golden brown color when it's in the oven. So the oil is going to help that. And now, as soon as we're done oiling the crust, you're going to put your pizza in the oven at about 500 degrees Fahrenheit. And yes, I mean 500 because we want the oven to be nice and hot. As you can see, our pizza is nicely cooked and we've cut it into 4 slices. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the slices and we're going to put it on a plate. And oh my gosh, guys, it looks really, really good. And the crust is golden brown. And Mom and I are ready to devour this pizza. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.